What up, y'all? Welcome to the Gunslinger Gaming Frosty Pints podcast. I'm Gobi. With me tonight, DrNiggle, OmegaConstruct, and Zero Burn 75. How y'all doing tonight?
Good.
Really good. Thrilled to be alive.
Yeah, that's pushing it, but we'll go with it.
Full stop.
It's still Monday, man. I mean, this will be posted on Tuesday, but it's still fucking Monday.
Yep. So we missed our podcast last week just due to poor planning and people doing stuff in real life. So we've got so much to talk about on this week's podcast topic list, we don't even know where to start. Nintendo advised that 160,000 of its accounts were compromised. Happy Monday, everyone. That actually happened a little while.
That was a brilliant segue. I you know what? I appreciate that segue.
I appreciate your appreciation.
Well, thank you.
I just know I'm not one of those compromised accounts. That's all I know.
I do know that my sister was one of those compromised accounts. Luckily, she had just removed her credit card information off of her account, like 3 or 4 days before this happened.
I guess I should be happy I haven't played Nintendo since GameCube.
Yeah, I haven't played Nintendo since GameCube. Well, that's not true. I got a Wii, so I played Wii Sports. I fucking love Wii Bowling. That's my favorite. That's my jam. That's my Nintendo game of choice. The company, on the other hand, says that this was done by third parties obtaining passwords and login information outside of its service, and then illegally logging into accounts. So the company disabled the Nintendo Network ID login process. So I'm not sure if that's still down, if you're still unable to log into any services with your NNID.
I couldn't tell you.
But yeah, they were able to potentially view private details like your real name, your date of birth, and your location. They said, I'm not sure how this company is actually handling credit card information and stuff, but they say that payment information on your Nintendo account, they would be able to use it to buy things on the account, but they shouldn't have actually been able to figure out what your payment details were.
What I find interesting is if Nintendo's saying this was a leak caused by an outside information outside its service. So how do they know how many accounts were compromised? How do they just know the details of whatever's happening here? That's what I'm really curious about.
Presumably they have access to the IPs that log into accounts. So if they have like a whole string of IPs that are coming from like Verizon Fios, and then one that came from someplace in India, they can surmise that the account was compromised.
Gotcha. So it makes you wonder what caused this. Was this maybe just a good old-fashioned phishing attack?
It could have been somebody poking around a server, just looking for vulnerabilities that hadn't been patched. But yeah, they do say that it was outside their bailiwick. So yeah, black magic. It was probably black magic.
I mean, it sounds like this was one of those emails where it's like, the phishing emails where somebody sends you, your account has been compromised. Please go to this website and log in with your information to reset your password. And all it does is it's just a way for people to steal your password and login info.
Probably. I'm more inclined to blame witches myself. As we all know, Wicca is coming back in a very big way. So, magic.
Black magic.
You know what? It's Bungie's fault. Let's just blame it on Bungie. I mean,
that's a good plan. Yeah. What the fuck, Bungie? What's your problem?
There we go.
If it's not Bungie's fault, it's Bethesda's fault.
That is very true.
Speaking of Bethesda, hey Gobi, how's Fallout 76 doing? You've been playing Fallout 76. How's it doing now?
It's actually not horrible. I'm not saying it's great, but
glowing review. It's actually not horrible.
It's actually quite mediocre.
If you're looking for a post-apocalyptic survival shooter, it's a good one of those. If you're looking for a Fallout game, it's not quite there yet. It's close, but it's not quite there yet.
how's the modding community been doing on Fallout 76? Because those games are usually saved by
There is
modders.
none.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Not even on Nexus or anything. They're in like third parties.
Not yet.
It? God damn.
No.
Is Bethesda
they just
locking it down like Rockstar started doing with their later generations?
yes and no. They just added private servers, so now there's talk of mod support, but
Cool.
it hasn't been implemented yet. So it's like I said, they're slowly improving the game. Like it's a shit ton. It's probably worth the $40 that they're charging for it now. There's probably $40 worth of content in the game right now. Was there $40 worth of content in the game when it released? No.
Actually,
no.
that would actually be a hell no.
But yeah,
maybe even a fuck no.
The last update, they definitely. I don't know if they added content, but they made everything, the content there, better. NPCs actually being in the game surprisingly make the game more lifelike or live. Because before, it was just dead.
They were expecting tens of thousands of people to be playing on each server and for you to be having a rich interactive experience. And that backfired pretty horribly inside of week 1.
That failed miserably. So the NPCs definitely helped the game. I feel like they tweaked the movement and the aiming. Like the gunplay feels better. Now the combat feels better. The different views seem better. Like not as janky.
Is there bullet jumping and parkour?
No.
By the way, Warframe is getting a lot of Railjack updates. This is your podcast Warframe update. Yeah, Railjack is in a good place right now. Megan and I have started playing it again, trying to get Zero into playing Warframe now, too. The cult is growing, everyone. Get on board now. All right, what was this about? Cults.
I don't know. Yeah. We went into cults. So World of Warcraft.
Oh yeah, that's right. Hey Zero,
easy,
there's World of
killer.
Warcraft. It is a fucking cult, and you know it.
Well, Jesus, you sucked leading us into it now. We haven't seen him in days, and he's been playing that all the time.
Look, that poor man. It's not my fault that it's fun now.
He barely has enough time to play PoE anymore.
So I took him from one cult and brought him to another. Nice.
At least PoE doesn't have a subscription fee.
Well, there's that. But so after many 16 years of people requesting it, controller support is going to become a thing.
How many years was that?
16. Started in 2004, and people wanted controller support then, and they are getting it now, or sometime in the next 6 to 8 months.
Now, you say 2004. Was 2004 the year when controllers were invented?
No. That was the year that, good controllers were invented, likely, but no. Let's see. So, I'm being facetious, Gobi. Don't overanalyze it. You're about ready to.
Overanalyze.
Yes, he's going to analyze it. So, but the Blizzard Activision just had their quarterly earnings call with the onset of the COVID-19 situation. Blizzard has actually noticed a 2 million subscriber increase in their subscriber numbers, and it has actually gotten higher since they put 100% reputation and 100% XP boosts into the game for the time being. Reputation through May 20th, and then the XP boost is good through the pre-patch release for Shadowlands.
I'm sorry, I was reading through this article, and it was written by a man named Mustafa Hassam, and he has beautiful demon eyes. I'm lost in
my
his
god,
author's
he
image.
really does.
It's one of those pictures where it was dark and somebody just caught him with a flash full on, so you get the red reflection in the eyes. It's really quite beautiful.
Well, I'm glad to see that my description of everything captivated you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, what were you talking about? The fashion show?
Yeah. Yes, RuPaul's Drag Race.
Speaking of things that are gone quick.
Oh god, that's a game's done quick segue.
Oh, heyo.
Games done quick isn't
Games
letting the
Gone Quick?
coronavirus hamper its efforts to speedrun the heck out of some games is the opening line here. So they basically did a Games Done Quick with Corona Relief done quick, and it raised over $400,000 for direct relief, which is a charity that mobilizes resources for those that are threatened by disaster, disease, or poverty. So yeah, $400,000 for Games Done Quick this year, which is, I feel like that's a low number, but considering the fact that people are finding themselves in really difficult financial situations, being out of work, and everything being shut down, yeah, that's pretty impressive.
The games were interesting too.
Yeah, they did Cuphead, All Flags, and Cuphead. I kind of want to. This stuff has got to be on YouTube, so I want to go check that out.
Yeah.
Mirror's Edge, any percent. I want to see if somebody can beat that game in 10 minutes. The game's glitchy as fuck. I bet you can figure out a way to go through buildings.
And then Orca of Time, isn't that like the second longest Zelda game, or wasn't it the longest Zelda game until?
Wait, hang on a second. Did you
last
just
one
call it
came out?
Oracle of Time?
Orca. I believe
Oh,
he said it
Orca.
was Shamu.
Orca, yes, Orca,
Ocarina.
Ocarina, yes, Ocarina of Time.
Which I don't know
Isn't
what
that like
Ocarina
the-
is either.
Excellent game. Probably the second best in the entire Zelda series. I love it.
But
Yeah,
is it the longest one?
Ocarina was pretty fucking epic.
Uh,
I think it was probably up there. A Link to the Past was also very long, but yeah, Ocarina was an incredible. Just it was a huge world.
Ocarina
Link
was
doing it.
stupid long. Majora's Mask wasn't a short game either.
No,
Yeah.
I mean there really weren't any Zelda games that I would call short. I mean that's kind of the whole point of the game. They're epic adventures.
Speaking of super long games, Pro Skater HD, all goals. That had to take, what, 5 minutes?
Yeah, Tony Pro. I don't understand how you speedrun Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD. First of all, which one is HD? Is it 8 or 9 or 24?
I didn't
Have
even know
you
they
guys
still made
ever
this game.
Have you ever seen the interview they did with Tony Hawk? With he was like, he said that he did not expect the video game to be as popular as it was, and when he got his check for $2.4 million, he thought he had finally made it.
Well, you know what? Good for him. Rich bastard. I can say that they got 4 or 5 Tony Hawk Pro Skaters out on PS1. So that's kind of fucking ridiculous. It's the same thing that EA does with their sports games. They just crank the same thing out year after year, but they throw in some new characters. Upgrade the graphics a little bit, make it pretty. Maybe add a new stadium.
Did they ever really upgrade the graphics on Tony Hawk though?
I don't know. Honestly, I stopped playing it after 4 because I still have my special edition mini PS1 somewhere, and that was the last time that I played PlayStation. Xbox before I went over to the dark side. I mean, the glorious side, PC Master Race.
I didn't know you ever owned a console.
I did. I owned a PS1, and I still own a Wii, but I own the Wii exclusively for Wii Sports because I think it's absolutely amazing. I will never get tired of accidentally flinging remote controls directly at my TV.
The Zelda games for Wii are pretty great.
Haven't tried them. Oh, you know what? One game I did try on the Wii was some Transformers game that I got for free when Michael Bay's Transformer movie came out for the first time, and people actually thought that, hey, maybe these will get better. The game, though, on PlayStation, on Wii, was a fucking nightmare. There, like, basically no controls. You were in an open world. It didn't instruct you what to do. So I just started playing and running around, and then it just popped up and it was like, you fail this mission! It's like, what the fuck was I supposed to be doing? You didn't tell me what to do. What did I fail? So that's my one external experience from Wii Sports.
You may have picked like the worst game ever made for the Wii to be your only other game ever played.
Probably. I mean, I don't dispute it. I don't even know how
if
I
it's
got
not
that
the
game
worst,
to begin with.
It's got to be close. Like,
Go figure out. Yeah, go figure out what the first Transformers game released on the Wii was, and then see what the Metascore is. 2.
anything over a 10, and they're padding.
Oh god. Yeah. All right. So what were we got off on a sidetrack here. Games Done Quick. Yeah, it's probably up on the YouTube. It is up on the YouTube channel. So you can always go and catch up on some of these things. Check out Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD. Give that game some love because nobody else does.
So there's at least 5 idiots that'll have plenty of time to watch it on YouTube.
Are you talking about the 5 Australians that were charged following CS:GO match-fixing investigation?
Yeah, those idiots.
Good lord, your segues are on point tonight!
They are actually very well done, even though I have no fucking idea what this article is about or why anyone would care. How do you match fix in CS:GO, and why are people still playing CS:GO?
I mean, CS:GO is still one of the most popular competitive esports out there.
Yeah, it's also... have you seen the fucking Steam market? Have you seen the Steam market? Oh. The Steam market where they sell CS:GO shit? There is a whole, like... Yeah, alright, that just amazes me. Knife skins.
Yeah, people pay an insane amount of money for skins in that game, and I don't understand why.
We won't go into this too much, but one of the alleged offenders has also been charged with engaging in conduct that corrupts or would corrupt a betting outcome of an event or event contingency, as well as cannabis possession.
It just goes to show you that anywhere you have betting, anywhere you have what feels like sports or what is presented as sports, you are going to have people trying to cheat the system. You're going to have people trying to hustle and make money. And
yeah, cheating the system, I can understand getting, picked up by the police for that. But gambling and smoking pot, these are just further examples of why Australia is a completely bass-ackwards country, and it needs to be stopped. Australia needs to be stopped. # stop Australia.
Well, it's not the gambling that they're in trouble for; it's the match fixing.
Oh no, and Gobi just read
smoking pot. And smoking pot. But I mean, if you can smoke pot, at least you can watch Cate Blanchett in Borderlands. That's got to be better when you're stoned.
We're just zooming right through. We're not even at the 20-minute mark, and we're going down this list lightning fast. Yeah, Cate Blanchett is rumored to be in the what is it? The Borderlands movie?
Yep. She's gonna play Lilith.
No, she's not. It's a rumor. No one's actually said anything. This is akin to somebody on Reddit being like, wouldn't it be really cool if Cate Blanchett were in the new Borderlands movie? And then everybody being like, oh my god, Cate Blanchett's in the new Borderlands movie? And then somebody writes an article about it.
You're not wrong.
The picture that they have on this article is her in the whatever Thor movie.
Thor
Yeah, but-
Ragnarok, when she played Hela.
Gearbox did tweet out, not overtly or explicitly confirming it, but it seems like they might be hinting that it could be true.
I also thought it was hilarious that Eli Roth is going to be directing. He has been announced to direct the movie. People might know Eli Roth from a Quentin Tarantino movie that nobody saw called Inglourious Bastards. That's where he played Private... What the fuck is his name? Private Donnie Donowitz. The Bear Jew. So yeah, the Borderlands movie is being directed by Private Donnie Donowitz.
It might be the dumbest World War II movie, and probably the only one that I couldn't stop laughing the entire time.
It's a hilarious movie. Ever since the man knows how to build an entertaining movie.
And you couldn't take anything in it seriously. Of course, the Nazi guy. Every
Christoph
time I
Waltz.
see him in anything else, I can't help it. He's just the Nazi guy for at least a minute. Like, oh, it's the Nazi guy.
It's his accent too. Christoph Waltz has an amazing. I don't know what part of Germany he's from, but it's an amazing German accent. Very iconic. Yeah, so there you go. That's the Borderlands movie. Coming soon, TM. Which is probably like 2-3 years away.
Yeah. Oh, I know what we can talk about that's not on this list that actually is good news. So a while back, we all remember we got a bunch of horrible news. All these games got pushed back, and they, some games got put in, development hell where there's no release date. And of course, we were all super excited about Cyberpunk 2077, and then it gets pushed back to what, September?
Yeah,
Well,
they got a push from its April date.
Yeah, well, they moved it back up now. It is now June 11th. Or not June, June 11th is the new release date for Cyberpunk.
I didn't read that. That does make me happy.
Let's see where...
I need more Keanu Reeves in my life.
Don't we
Gotta
all?
go back.
Yeah.
Go back past the Razor Boom slang.
Linus told me that he also wants more Keanu Reeves in his life.
Oh, yeah.
And dead air.
Yeah, right.
So speaking of release dates, EA has plans to release 14 games over the next 11 months.
Yep. They're sports titles, which are pretty standard fare. There is one thing in this article that says... for the 14 games will be sports, FIFA, Madden, NHL, and... Oh, yeah, okay, so that's one unannounced sport game. 4 more games are going to be drawing on the IP of EA, like Command & Conquer, Burnout Paradise Remastered for Switch, maybe one of those, and Medal of Honor VR game. Because, who wouldn't want to play Medal of Honor in VR? Nobody, that's who. And the rest of them haven't been announced, so Gobi brought it up before the podcast, but one of them might be Mass Effect Remastered, which, would be neat. I would probably play that. I would demand that they give it to me for free, since I have so many hours in the original Mass Effect, and Mass Effect 2, and Mass Effect 3, and I even played Mass Effect Andromeda and 100%ed it.
Oh God, you poor bastard.
I feel like they owe me for that one.
Yeah, I've done all that too, and I can't see myself spending money for a remaster. I mean, I'll get it one day when it's on sale, but I'm not nearly as excited about that as I am, for instance, for Halo, which is coming out Tuesday, which is today, the day the podcast should be getting uploaded. Halo 2.
Halo 2?
Remastered on the Master Chief Collection.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
I think I'm really looking forward to the Mass Effect myself. Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, that becoming popular again. That should be fun.
You can hope that it becomes popular again, the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, but there's so much. I mean, how are you going to beat out Medal of Honor VR? Everyone's going to be dying to play Medal of Honor VR. I'm calling it right now. It's the new game of the year.
I mean, guys, I'm not even gonna lie. I think my mom would want to play Medal of Honor VR. Now, with that being said, my mom has not been on this earth for 5 years, so
that's wow. Yeah.
I was gonna ask, what was the last Medal of Honor game you played?
The first one.
Yeah, I played the first one on PS1.
Oh god. Okay, so yeah, I played all of them, including the remaster and then the Warfighter that came years later, which was actually a good game and a lot of fun, but they just didn't have the player base, so it died. Which is the exact same thing that's going to happen to Medal of Honor VR. It's going to die.
I'm calling it. It's going to be game of the year. It's a really smart move for EA to be doing this, and it's going to be brilliant.
Okay, so which
Diablo
podcast
Immortal's
number
gonna
is
take
this?
that.
We need to write that down.
This is podcast number 378.
Nice. Okay, so mark that down. Because
No, we're not quite at 52 yet.
I'm going to write it in Sharpie on my monitor.
When he ends up being right.
Every time I play a video game, I'm going to see Medal of Honor VR podcast 378. And in the meantime, while we're waiting for that gem to come out, I am going to probably enjoy Halo 2 with Omega as it comes out tomorrow, he said Tuesday, because I didn't realize that Ron Perlman is actually in that game. He does voiceover work for the Halo games, so I'm going to be paying attention for that.
Ron Perlman's done a lot of voiceover work. Actually, just the other night, Saturday night, Doc, Zero, and I were watching the UFC pay-per-view, and Ron Perlman actually did the voiceover for the introduction to the pay-per-view, and it was pretty cool. He does a lot of VO work.
Yeah, well, he's got the voice for it. That man's voice is just delicious. It's like
really
silky
is.
whipped chocolate.
But it's got a
Lovely
graveliness to
Hellboy.
it that is still kind of
It does.
delightful.
It's got chocolate flakes in it as well. So when you slather it on your nipples, there's a little bit of texture there.
Didn't he play Hellboy the last time?
Yeah, he played the best Hellboy in Hellboy 1 and Hellboy 2, bringing it back, Hellboy style. The brand new Hellboy movie, however, was an entirely new cast. Was Guillermo del Toro directing the new Hellboy movie?
No, he was not.
Oh, well, that's why it was garbage. It didn't have Ron Perlman. It wasn't directed by Guillermo del Toro, so yeah.
Yeah, that's doomed. Just doomed.
Neil Marshall. Whoever the fuck?
I have no idea. He's fucking doomed too.
I don't know who Neil Marshall is, but I like the name.
Let's see here.
Yeah, what has he been in that I would know?
Well, he's directed the Descent and Dog Soldiers are the only two that I recognize.
Only shit that puts you to sleep.
Yeah, pretty much.
I want to say that I've seen The Descent, but I'm pretty sure I haven't.
Oh, in 2018, he did direct and executive produce episodes Impact and Diamonds in the Sky for Lost in Space. And then he also directed Westworld, one episode in Westworld, and then 2 episodes for Constantine.
So, The Descent is about a caving expedition going horribly wrong as the explorers become trapped and ultimately pursued by a strange breed of predators. And it's got a 7.2 on IMDb, and it's an hour and a half long.
You remember that soccer team that got trapped in like Brazil last year, whatever? It's real life remake of that.
You mean the miners that got caught underground?
Well, no, I mean...
No, there was
Brazilian.
a soccer team.
They're Brazilian, so they must also be a soccer team.
I know. That's exactly where my mind went to. I was like, yeah, Kobe's absolutely right. They may have been minors, but I'm sure they were also soccer players. Oh my god. Yeah, yeah, exactly like that, Gobi. You're right.
And Elon Musk is the bad guy with the torpedo, and
Yeah, Elon Musk tries to help, and then
that was Thailand.
everybody bumped.
That
Yeah,
was
that was
different
a
place.
different place. But everybody piled onto Elon, saying that, "Oh, you're trying to help. Well, you're obviously doing this for publicity." He's like, "Can't I just not be an asshole for a day? What is wrong with you people?"
Well, but then he accused somebody who was there helping of being a pedophile. So it was
I'm sure
it was
that
kind of a
he
mixed
was right.
bag.
I'm sure he was correct. Elon can do no wrong. I have a shrine to him that I pray to weekly. Bi-weekly. Semi-annually. To tell the truth, I haven't been down to the shrine in quite a while, but I'm gonna go.
okay.
Is it still under construction?
Is that before or after you get lost in a civilization game?
Oh, that's right. All of the segues tonight, we're having all of them. And Omega posted something earlier that there's an expansion for Civ 6 coming out called, The Frontier or some shit? I haven't read anything about it, but I'm probably going to get it because I do love Civ 6.
Apparently the Micropose, the publisher behind Civ 1 and 2 and the original XCOM game, to release a trio of war sim games as well.
I mean, they're welcome to have fun with that.
Hey, anybody who's into like that type of turn-based combat, if you like that XCOM style of gameplay, there's not much out there that really replicates it. And this is actually interesting news coming right on the heels of last month, late April. XCOM released like a little. I won't call it a full game. Like they released XCOM Chimera Squad, which it's only cost $20, and it's not like a full-fledged XCOM game. It seems to just be kind of a in between XCOM 2 and whatever's coming next. Whatever they just felt like dropping off. But yeah, if you're into that type of gameplay, I'm certainly excited to see what Micropose is going to be coming out with, and I definitely will be getting Chimera Squad once I clear my backlog of new games that I need to play.
Are you going to get Gears Tactics too?
No, I haven't been into Gears of War since Gears 2. So,
see, I'm interested. I want somebody who loves the XCOM games to play Gears of War Tactics and write a review and tell me all about it, because I'm sure it's great, but I'm never going to play it, ever.
Buy it for me and I'll do it for you.
Yeah, I do the same. Like, I love XCOM. I've played a ton of XCOM, but I haven't been into Gears for a long time.
They say basically it's a Gears of War universe, and you're playing as Gears, but it's an XCOM game. And I'm not an XCOM fan at all, but it'd be interesting for somebody that is to see how close the game is and what their actual views of the game is.
I think it's funny how shooters seem to have a bit of a history of messing around with that. Like Halo did Halo Wars, where they basically did StarCraft in the Halo universe. I was going to bring that up. That was the first iteration of Halo, was an RTS. It only became a shooter after. I didn't realize this until Microsoft, a couple days ago. When Microsoft bought Bungie, they took the idea and had them convert it to a shooter, and then they eventually built Halo Wars, which they released, which is basically the Halo version of StarCraft. It is kind of an interesting history, and it's also kind of funny to think that when that happened, when Microsoft took that chance on Bungie and basically decided to make Bungie's game the flagship of the next generation of console gaming. Yeah, for a minute there, Bungie was on the top of the mountain and they could do no wrong. And now all you hear about is Destiny.
It's a fantastic game. Destiny 2 is by far the best game, the most popular game.
I'm glad I'm wearing boots, because it's getting fucking deep in here.
By the way, Warframe is a completely free-to-play game. Warframe is even better than Destiny 2. Railjack updates coming out all week long.
Drink. Y'all have fun.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. What's that? Warframe. All right. Yeah. So Halo, RTS, Gears, RTS, XCOM-esque type game. Gobi is getting drunk, and what else is on the budget? What else are we being paid to promote this week? This is all paid promotion, by the way. Oh, Manscaping. The GS podcast is brought to you by Manscaping. Because shaving the thunder from down under is always a good idea. It's a wonderful idea to keep your junk shaved. Help me out here, Omega. You're the one who came up with this stupid idea.
Hey, don't put this on me. I was just laughing about how Manscaping was a sponsor of the UFC fights.
And everything, actually everything that I've been watching has made some reference to Manscaping.
They're all over the podcasts.
Who knew that there was a market for men wanting to shave their balls?
Oh,
There's a
yeah.
up here. Well, thank you, Leetness.
Thank you, Leetness, for joining us tonight.
Valuable contribution as always.
It is, yeah. So, yeah, EA is cranking out all these games this year. It expects to have a good year. It's anticipating $5.525 billion in net revenue. Because that's what EA cares about. Yeah, EA is the penultimate. Well, you know, are they anymore? EA usually is the company that's cited as being like the most concerned with appeasing its stockholders. But I don't know. Ubisoft sometimes gives them a run for their money.
That's it's very true. I play Warcraft. Trust me, that's true. EA, Activision, Blizzard, all of them, just money. Just gobs of it.
What happened to Blizzard? I barely recognize Actiblizzard anymore. They used to be about the games. Now they've stopped pushing updates for Diablo 4.
It's because of COVID-19. Just blame COVID-19.
I know. Yeah. Everybody blame. We got a splash screen for this, actually. No, actually, we don't. I probably got rid of it. I still have Nighthawk's avatar in here.
Yeah, I would say if you want to blame Blizzard for changing, I'm going to blame WoW. Because before WoW, they made great games and were happy with what they did. And then they made $1 billion. And then it was like, oh my God, look at all this money. We need more of it. And that's why the company is where it is.
And that's
I'm going to blame 3D Realms.
And that's wow. And that's how we ended up with Warcraft 3 Reforged. It was an attempt at a money grab that ended up becoming free because people were pissed off that it didn't meet their expectations.
Basically, what happened is, yeah, Chris Metzen walked into the office, took a giant steaming pile of dump on someone's desk, and then just walked out of the room being like, yeah, that's what I want to do. Make that into a game.
Which, have any of you played Warcraft 3?
Yeah.
It was actually not a bad game, but the Reforged thing was absolutely fucking awful.
I didn't touch the Reforged thing. I was a fan of Warcraft when it came out in 1995. Was the first game? Something like that. It was ages ago.
Yeah, Warcraft, it was something like that.
Warcraft 1 was a pixelated mess. But gosh, it was a fun game at the time. Then Warcraft 2 came out, and I was like, holy fucking shit, look at this. This is so pretty. This is an amazing fucking game. And I just played the shit out of Warcraft 2, and then Warcraft 2 Tides of Darkness, and I was, yes, those are the glory days of Blizzard. And then Warcraft 3 came out, and I was like, okay, this looks like a cartoon. And, yeah, that was pretty much the end of Warcraft. Then I got into Diablo 2 for the next 10 years. And then I found a penny.
I'm sorry.
Nope, full stop. That's the end.
Oh, okay. I'm awake now. That was...
I wish Leetness was here because we could talk about when we first hooked up and started playing Diablo 3, and that was my foyer into modern day Blizzard. But yeah, Leetness and I had some great times in Diablo 3, and I believe he still has some fond feelings for the game itself.
Back in the day, the three of us put a lot of hours in.
Oh yeah, we definitely did.
Oh yeah.
Back then when Manglash would play a lot too.
Actually, yeah, shout out to GS Pip Peregrine, who just came back this week and started playing Diablo 3 again. Haven't seen GS Peregrine for years, I don't think. But yeah, Pip and Horizon and Dave Sweet Jesus T and Leetness and Omega and Steel and Sidaxis. We all used to play a lot of D3 back in the day. And then they stopped updating the game, they did seasons and started recycling loot, and we all lost interest. Good story. Full stop.
I think it was a Division that killed it for us, wasn't it?
We did start playing a lot more Division, yeah. Because Gobi didn't play D3. Gobi only played Division, and so did GT and Necro, and so we all played. We swapped over to Division. It's your fault, Gobi.
Gobi's fault.
It's always Gobi. Fuck.
Oh man.
Yep, that'll get you in trouble, man.
Fucking Gobi.
That too.
Awkward.
Hey.
No, it's fine. Linus
Speaking of assholes,
fun the other day.
I'm sorry. Yes, he would. What? Yeah. Anyway, PewDiePie signed an exclusive deal with somebody who likes to fuck him over. Oh, I mean YouTube. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
To be fair, YouTube seems to be fucking everybody over nowadays.
Yeah, their new terms of service basically say they can remove your channel if you don't make them money, if they want to.
Yeah, if you breathe the wrong way.
Yeah, they'll just cut you. They're not interested in really.
So
the days of Filthy Frank are over and have been for some time.
If you can no longer find us on YouTube, we are on Podbean, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and iTunes.
Soon coming to Twitch.
And possibly Twitch as well. Because why the fuck not?
We're going to start up a universal campaign to see how many platforms we can get kicked off of.
Well, we have to stay. The pinnacle goal should be Pornhub. If we can get kicked off of Pornhub, I think we've made it.
I don't think, though, all we have to do to get kicked off of Pornhub isn't it just, like, not post any sexual content. We'll just do a completely clean podcast, or we'll do a series of them, and yeah, that should get us kicked off, right?
No cussing, no, just completely 100% clean.
Hold up. Do you expect hell to freeze over? Because that shit's gotta happen before that's gonna happen.
I mean, I'm just saying. It's theoretically possible that we do a podcast where nobody talks about putting their penis in something.
I don't believe you.
I would put my penis in it.
Yeah, Linus would never let us get away with it.
That's true. He wouldn't. Even in death.
Even from beyond the grave. Yeah, beyond the grave.
Oh well.
That's
so
what
yeah.
work has been doing in my gaming life. Killing it.
Yeah, you have been very busy the past couple weeks.
I missed gaming. Of course, the Division. Fuck off, Ubisoft, and you're delaying the patch. The one patch I was looking forward to, and you guys want to go and fucking delay it the entire week. Dicks.
They delayed it a week? Jesus Christ, what will you ever do?
No, they delayed it till the end of the week.
Oh, well. Completely unplayable. Uninstall it. Fuck it. It's done.
Actually, it's funny you should say that.
Jesus
With
Christ,
my current builds, it's actually not playable at challenging. The enemies get too bold and they don't stop. They can literally walk right up on you and walk right already behind you. Which is what the patch is supposed to deal with, is their aggressiveness.
Oh, so what you're saying, Gobi, is you're bad at the game?
Ooh.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Shots
I mean,
fired.
no worse than you, but it's all good.
I've played a grand total of 2.5 hours of Division 2.
It sounded like, from what you guys were talking about in the Division 2 channel, Gobi, it sounded like the Division 2 is suffering from a problem where the Ubisoft doesn't want your characters to be, like,
They're a
OP.
wet paper bag.
Yeah, they want you to feel, like, scared and vulnerable, and so they're tanking up the NPCs, and I hate to use the word bullet sponge, but I'm just going to accuse them of creating a bullet sponge game again, because that's what Ubisoft does. That's their favorite thing to do. They told me on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely are, but it's so they want you to use cover, which is fine. I have no problem with that. Like, I use cover, but the problem is when you use cover and they just completely ignore it and walk right behind you because you can't kill them fast enough. Like, what's the point of a cover-based shooter if cover doesn't do any good?
Do they have a shield build anymore?
No, the shield, unless you have a full skill build, the shield is pretty much useless. And the only one that's worthwhile is the full shield that you can only use the pistol with. So you gotta have an amazing pistol to even make it worth it. And it's still not the Division 1 shield build. Like,
I don't regret not
they need to
buying
bring
this
it
game.
back. I mean, the game's fun, but it's just not like they do so many things great, and then they do so many little things wrong that it just irritates you really bad from patch to patch. And it's just like they were really good, and then they tweaked the enemies, and then they became more aggressive. And so, like, from the last patch to this patch, I've had to turn the game down in order to get my whatever. So I just ended up playing other games.
How many
until they put their shit
bullets?
out.
How many bullets in the head does it take now to kill a trash mob? Just regular trash dude.
Depends on the weapon. Like a rifle, like the popular one. What is it? The White Death or the Baker's Dozen or whatever, which is like an M1A. It's a couple of shots, and a gold is pretty much dead.
What about SMG?
See, that's where, like, I have a full crit build, and I think there's something wrong with the scaling. It doesn't feel like when you hit their armor, it's not critting. So you basically, with an SMG, you basically melt their armor without using any crit damage, which is the whole strength of the SMG. But as soon as that armor is gone, then your crit hits fucking hit and you just melt them. But the problem is they have too much armor. Like in the game, I have 600k armor, and they probably have like 2 million armor. And that's my issue. If it was more like an even playing ground where we had the same amount of armor, I think the balance would be good. But I mean, again, what do I
Yeah.
know? I'm just the average Joe. I mean, my build isn't even close to optimized either.
Now, when did they add this? Is this like a relatively recent addition on game mode, or is this just something that's sort of been broken for a while?
The last patch was a couple weeks ago or whatever. They made some adjustments, and I don't know. It seemed like for me something got broken that they didn't say got broken, because the enemies just seem to push way harder. It's not an issue if you have a 4-man squad, but if you're playing solo, it feels like the enemies push harder and faster. Like, even in the first division, if you're playing solo, like, they would push, but they wouldn't really push hard. They would kind of come in slow, and they would, trickle in at you. In this game, they basically all come at you at once, and they don't stop because you don't have enough firepower to stop them. And yeah, They just
All I-
basically overwhelm you.
All I can really say is, maybe we look back on Division 1 a little bit with some rose-colored glasses, because when they released things like Underground and some of the later modes, I'm sure they had their bumps in the road and hiccups along the way that they had to work out. So
Oh yes, they did.
yeah, exactly. So sorry, my sarcasm may have been a little understated.
Yeah, no, I mean I plan on playing the game. I enjoy the game. It's just right now, it's at that one point in the game. It's like Division 1 from patch 1.2 to 1.3.
Yeah.
Basically completely unfucking playable for some people, and it just happens to be I'm one of those people.
Yeah, hopefully they'll get it taken care of soon.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
Ostensibly,
Otherwise, I'll just keep waiting.
Ostensibly, they want people to be playing that property, and it's making them money. So yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Gobi. But at the same time, I'm not sorry that I didn't buy that game. I do not miss the Division tweaks like they did in the first game. As Omega was saying, bumps in the road. Yeah, basically patch 1.4 was the lowest point of the low, and then it got steadily better, and then worse, and then better, and then worse, and then 1.8 came out, and that's what we all remember. 1.8 was when they actually got the game right.
Oh.
It only took 2 years.
I still feel like I like the Division 1 skills better, and the ultimate in Division 1 better than I do in Div 2. Like, the signature weapons, they feel, I don't know, underpowered and useless. I don't ever use them, I don't think. I mean, and even when I'm running in groups, I don't really ever see anybody pulling out their particular one. I mean, every once in a while you see a flamethrower come out, but, I mean, other than that...
Well, I mean... When I was
useless.
playing Division 2, yes, granted, having the specializations was nice, but like you had a minigun that only had 150 bullets, and fucking useless.
Right?
You just get started having fun with that damn thing, and then it's over, and you're like, okay, now I have to wait an hour and a half before I get more ammo.
Yeah. Oh, and that was one of the last things they did in the last, or a couple of patches ago too, that I just found hilarious. They decreased the damage that signature weapons did to named enemies.
Yeah, that makes
cool
sense.
things that you find in the game less cool and less useful in cool situations.
The one thing that everybody saved up their special ammo for was to just drain the boss. Oh, well, we're gonna make it so you want to use it on all the mobs, so then you just have to drain. Come on, people! Like, really? Like,
You see that in a lot of games, and I hate that mechanic of like, all this cool shit doesn't work against bosses. Like, fuck you.
right?
Give me toys and let me play with them, or at least like give me a decent reason why it doesn't work against the bosses. Like, come on, give me some like bullshit fantasy lore, whatever, some explanation why, whatever cool shit. But anytime they just have that mechanic of like, oh yeah, that awesome shit this gun or weapon or item can do doesn't work in situations when you actually want it to. That's so
Right.
dumb.
Oh, I mean, at least in the first one, like, the whole heal thing was useful.
I was thinking back to the first one. LeRae Barrett cannot actually be caught on fire by fire turrets because she's coated in a fine layer of spit. Like, yeah, just add some bullshit like that. Make it lore. She's got a spit fetish. Just throw that in there. I agree with Omega completely.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. There's...
I
But the
didn't
more I played
remember
them
the
too,
fire turrets.
I still think, like, if they were to go back and rework the Division 1 and make the enemies less of a bullet sponge, I think people would actually choose to play that game.
Probably. Christ, the only reason that I had a shield build with a Tommy gun for so long is because the Tommy gun had such a high rate of fire, such high crit. I could stack crit on that son of a bitch, and and actually just walk around the map and melt people, and it felt like I was actually doing a damage that a human being might take, even though it still took 50 rounds in someone's head to kill them.
Yeah, that's like they capped crit hit chance at 60%, which is annoying. I don't understand that at all.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. It basically you kind of crippled the crit hit chance builds.
I can understand normalizing it for PvP, but in PvE, what's the point of doing that?
I don't know, because I know for a fact that if I didn't have that cap, I'd probably have like 75% crit hit chance in my builds on my SNG, which would be amazing. But it might be okay because the one build I was tweaking and fucking with tonight made my AR have a 60% crit hit chance. Because why the fuck not?
Oof. Well, one game where you don't feel underpowered at all would be Warframe, which is actually just as part of the Railjack updates has reduced enemy armor in Railjack by half. It's a lot easier to kill the spacefaring enemies now, so you have swarms of spaceships coming towards you. You can ram into them with your particle ram, or you can just blow them out of the sky with your upgraded weapons. They also introduced valence fusing, where you can find multiple blueprints for things like reactors or shields or weapons or anything like that, and if you happen to get a drop that's better than that, then you don't have to replace your weapon outright. You can fuse it with the one that you have already built and improve the stats. So you are OP as fuck watching pretty explosions in space as you devastate your enemies. Always a fun time. Warframe. Okay. All right.
Are you sure?
Yeah, for now. I'm sure we'll probably get back to it. I mean, there's like 4 minutes left in this podcast, so yeah, we're definitely gonna hit Warframe.
Why don't you take one more minute? Just take one more minute. Just
Warframe.
Go for it, and just Warframe it up for a whole minute.
I'm not sure what else there is to talk about. What else is there to talk about in Warframe?
I don't know, but you guys have been spending an obscene amount of time in Warframe.
That's not true at all.
We've
That's so not true. A couple hours here and there, like a couple nights where we spent maybe 4 hours playing.
82 hours in the last 2 weeks.
I'm currently playing more Borderlands than I am Warframe.
And to be fair, most of the time that I've been spending in Warframe is because fucking coronavirus's fault. So I've just been dojo decorating, not actually playing the game, just decorating things and making them look pretty.
Yeah, speaking of, we need to keep working on that the room we're in the dojo.
Yeah,
all that stuff we put down in the first layer is done.
It finished constructing. Yeah, we can go in there and take a look and see if we like the color scheme or not. Dojo decorating is the true end game of Warframe. Some people say it's fashion frame. I say it's dojo frame.
Yeah, fashion frame and IKEA frame are both a lot of fun.
It's true. And no idea. Yeah, oh, no, never mind. Okay. So, no, that's it. I think we're done. I think we're done with Warframe. Warframe.
Okay.
Do we have anything else that we
What about you, Zero? Any more Warcraft?
Are you playing Warframe? Yeah, Zero's playing Warframe. Wait a minute, let's get the splash screen back up there. Zero started playing Warframe again. He's on PC now. PC Master Race, glorious Warframe Master Race.
Yes, actually, I did play for a little bit and proceeded to make myself ill because the look sensitivity, even on a 1, moves so much around on the screen that it affects my vertigo. It was fucking amazing. I thought I was going to hurl.
Can you turn down the DPI on your mouse?
Yes, I did.
Oh, that's...
Which is too bad. I really thought that he was going to start playing Warframe with us.
I will be back.
I'll be back.
Is there some medication that you can take for vertigo, like marijuana?
If it was legal in the state of Virginia, yes.
But
bastards.
Yeah, those bastards. Just a back-assward part of the country.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree with you because you're not wrong.
Yep.
Hey, you can get medical marijuana in Virginia.
You can, but vertigo is not a recognized diagnosis
Reason.
for that.
If your first of all, tell your doctor that smoking weed makes your vertigo go away. If your doctor doesn't prescribe you medical marijuana for it, then get a new doctor. Second of all, you could also try just telling them that you have chronic back pain, because I'm pretty sure that chronic back pain is recognized under medical marijuana, and it's probably true.
Actually,
who doesn't have back pain when they wake up?
I actually do suffer from very, very bad anxiety.
I'm pretty sure realistically that weed just makes that worse, but I mean if that qualifies, yeah, sure, go for it.
Oh, we don't condone lying to doctors by any means, and you should also be well aware that if you do get a medical card for marijuana, it could impact your other things as well. You might want to do some research before you get that one.
Your
Just
bowels?
No. Not something I want to talk about on the podcast, but there's other things that having a medical marijuana card impact.
Because marijuana gives you AIDS. Gotcha. Okay, never mind. We'll talk about that.
Yes, it's definitely AIDS. That'll be in the post show for anybody who's curious.
Also,
wait, those don't get posted except for that super secret spot that nobody's found yet.
No, I can't believe that no one has found the post show yet, which is kind of hilarious to me. But you know what? Eventually, one of these days, somebody's going to find it, and then it's going to be all over the internet.
It's all good.
Also, we can talk about how 5G and medical marijuana also make you gay.
No. We don't have enough time. We don't have enough time.
Wait. I thought 5G is what caused coronavirus.
It is, but here's the thing. One of the people who works for the 5G networks actually posted this on his Twitter account and made it onto Reddit. What they did was 1 week they forgot to switch it from coronavirus to gay, so it was spreading coronavirus that whole week. But once they caught that problem, they turned the switch back to gay. So now it's making people gay again.
Got it. Okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah, human error.
We're
it was
all
a
going to hell.
technical malfunction.
We're going now. All of us. Straight
That's
down.
okay. That's okay. You bring the beer, we'll be all right.
Tickets.
Save me a spot by the fire.
Bro, if you ever had to drink warm beer, man, I mean, you're going to hell. Like, at least bring the whiskey.
Okay.
Drink that warm.
So let me correct myself and say, okay, you bring the Guinness because Guinness is best drank warm.
Fair enough.
All right, you're a monster.
Fair enough.
Just get sake.
Oh God, yes.
That's the only hot liquor that I drink. Guinness warm. Ugh. Guinness stout
It is
at room temperature is fine, but warm.
Okay.
Ugh.
Now,
Well, that's what I consider warm. Room temperature is warm. Jesus Christ, man, I'm not a complete monster.
Wait a minute, but you're in Virginia, so isn't like room temperature about 90 in the shade?
During the summer, yes.
so
I don't believe you.
July here.
Yeah, there's no winter in Virginia. I legitimately forgot the state that you're in there for a moment. Yeah, there's no winter in Virginia. I don't believe you.
This year there wasn't.
It goes from August to April.
Yeah, I mean, you do live in the Northeast, so I can see how you would believe that we don't have a winter. So,
I mean, just out of curiosity, how much snow do you get?
Yeah,
this year we got none.
You don't have winter.
This
year, I live in New York City, and I got none this year.
Yeah,
there was one snowstorm, and it had no accumulation. And actually, no, there was about an inch and a half of snow that lasted till the next morning. That was literally all the snow we got this entire winter, and that's fucking nothing.
Hey, Gobi, when's the last time it snowed in Wisconsin?
last week.
3 weeks ago.
Oh man, we beat you. We got snow 2 days ago.
Yeah, no, we were supposed to last week. We were supposed to get snow, and it never got cold enough. It ended up being at best sleet. Yeah, up north, like northern Wisconsin, by like where bomb tanks from, they might have gotten snow, but not where I'm from.
Yeah, Saturday morning in Massachusetts, we got a dusting of snow.
Yeah, it's just starting to warm back up out here, so I'm assuming you guys are gonna have a warm next week. Cause yeah, I'm guessing you had a few days of not so great weather.
We had, it was a little rainy. Actually, it rained here for about 5 hours today. But welcome to the Weather Channel, where senior citizens talk about the weather all over the United States. We hope that you're enjoying this podcast and taking your Metamucil. Yeah, so it did rain just a little bit earlier today.
Don't forget to change your Depends.
It also depends. The GS Frosty Pints podcast is sponsored by Depends and Manscaping. Shave your balls and then feel them on the inside of a diaper.
Yes.
Yes. So it's gonna be about
diabetes.
60. It's also diabetes. It's gonna be about 60 degrees here, which is shorts wearing weather. I mean, it was above 40 for the last couple days, so it was really nice to be outside in a t-shirt again.
Yeah, this weekend was
Virginia
really
doesn't
nice.
have a winter.
We do have a winter. It's just this year we didn't have much of one.
I mean, at least they're not California. I mean, they only have the rainy season and the dry season.
Oh no, they don't even have the rainy season anymore. They have the dry season and then fire.
Yeah, that's factual statement.
They have the dry season and the fire season.
Yeah. Also, climate change is not a thing. How dare you?
Come on.
There we go. Yeah. No. Well, it's going to be a hell of a post show.
The Earth is flat.
The Earth is flat. How dare you? There's a project. You can go fund the project. They're going to try to build a boat and sail off the edge of the Earth to prove that it's flat. It sounds like a great idea.
Can we send them through the south? I think they should do it, south to north. I definitely think they should go that route.
I think they should do that as well. I am in support of getting as many flat earthers onto one boat as humanly possible and sending them out into the ocean to try and dump them off the edge of the planet. I think that's a fantastic idea. And if they can't find the edge of the planet, then we can just
colonize Antarctica.
They can colonize Antarctica. They can have a blast down there, eating penguins or whatever the fuck lives in Antarctica.
There's probably quite a bit of sea life underneath the ice.
I just got an image of Wilford Brimley chasing penguins around.
Totally sober. Entire podcast, totally sober. Swear to God.
Yeah, that's the horrible part.
He is the walrus, cuckoo cuckoo.
I know. Oh my god, I love that. I miss that man so much. I'm gonna. What's the Steven Spielberg movie that he's in where he plays the senior citizen?
All of them?
Fuck. No. There's
podcast?
one. Which one, Gobi?
Podcast?
I don't remember. No, he's in the senior living community, but it turns spoilers. They're senior citizens living in an aging community, and it turns out that they're aliens.
Oh yeah, I can't think of the name either.
Pretty sure the movie you're talking about.
Invasion of the Bystanders?
It was like in the 80s. It doesn't need a spoilers tag anymore.
Cocoon.
Oh, Cocoon. Yeah, that was a good movie. All right, so we're gonna watch Cocoon and we're gonna do the post show.
Okay. If you say so.
All right.
I completely support this decision.
All right, Gobi.
Yeah.
I think we're out. We don't have a round table.
Yep.
What should our round table be? Actually, can anyone think of a quick round table for us to do?
Yeah. Name the last movie you watched in quarantine.
Not a movie, TV series, Waco.
Okay.
I also watched a TV series. Actually, it wasn't a TV series. It was just a very long YouTube movie. about I don't something about Jeff Lowe now that he's taken over Joe Exotic's Tiger Zoo.
I watched The Last Kingdom on Netflix.
How is that? I've been
It's
debating.
great. It is great. It's great.
I did not care for it, but I'm glad that you enjoy it.
So Bad Boys for Life. Not gonna recommend the movie to anybody.
Oh, why not? It's Martin. Is it Martin Lawrence and Will Smith?
Yeah, Fat
If you
Martin
want to
Lawrence
watch
and Will Smith.
a Bad Boys movie, go watch the first one. Possibly the second one, but the first one's probably the best by far. Yeah, there's really no reason at all to watch the last one.
That was an amazing
Cheesy,
movie. The first
corny,
one,
and stupid. But we can
first one was
take
amazing.
a quick minute. Because now we have all officially, and well, at least anybody who matters, we have all now officially watched all of the Star Wars movies. And the roller coaster.
Oh, you finally watched it.
Your roller coaster comment is not completely off, but at the same time, you completely misled me. Like a roller coaster, there's like some surprises. There was zero fucking surprises. Like they telegraphed every one of those fucking roller coaster changes for fucking miles. Like, it was so disappointing. I mean, I didn't mind the movie. It was pleasant to watch. Definitely not my favorite Star Wars movie.
Everyone listening has 5 seconds to turn off this podcast before we get into Star Wars spoilers. You've been warned.
Yeah, I've been trying to keep it. It's just not like I don't know. There was just so many things.
We lost
It
Omega.
was bad. He's like, I'm out.
He's out. All right. Yeah, so we can wrap up the podcast. We don't actually have to talk about Star Wars, but I was going to ask you if you really enjoyed that part where you thought that Chewbacca died, and then it turned out 2 seconds later that Chewbacca didn't die.
I mean, like, there's no way you can't like kill him off. Like, you just no. Like,
They
what the
didn't
fuck
even.
is this?
They didn't
They
even
didn't even
let
try.
it breathe. They didn't let it breathe. It had no chance to make any sort of emotional impact. It was just like, no, that can't have happened. Oh, it didn't happen. Okay.
You're a Palpatine.
Oh yeah, that was
No
a blast too.
emotion.
The other
No
thing,
emotion at
the
all.
other thing, what the fuck was Finn, whatever the hell his name is? What was he going to
I
tell Rey in the desert while they were getting sucked into the sand? He's like, in case we die, I have to tell you. And then they didn't die, and then they dropped it, and they never brought it up again.
I love you. He's in love with her. That was
Where did that come from? Where did that go?
It's
where
the only
where did
thing
it
that
come
I
from,
can come
Cotton
up
Eye
with.
Joe?
Like it's the only thing that made any sense.
Did you
for
just
that-
make a wait? Can we just talk about how he made a '90s rednecks
No,
fucking
we
reference?
can't.
That was great.
We can't talk about it because we have to end the podcast.
Yeah, no. There's so many. Oh god. And then, should we? We have to just before we end the kiss. What the fuck?
Oh, the really super awkward kiss between
Yeah,
between Adam Driver and Daisy Ridley.
Like at best, I saw them like brother and sister. Like that was like it was like a
Yeah.
train wreck. Like I
Yeah.
couldn't look away, but it was like I think this is the worst part of the movie.
I think
Why?
that Adam Driver has a very healthy philosophy in that he never watches movies that he's in, and I think that's in this case that is a great idea to have in your head and a great life philosophy.
Yes, I totally agree.
That was painful. Also, so apparently the article came out after the movie was over that the Palpatine that we saw in that movie was a clone, so it wasn't actually the real Palpatine. So them killing him didn't actually mean anything because he's been killed before. He's just going to clone himself again. So what the fuck was the point of the ending of that movie anyway? What does it even matter? He's just going to clone himself again. And then we're gonna have Star. Well, I mean, they're not gonna do any Star Wars episodes, presumably. Thank Christ. But if they did, and they did like in Episode 10, it'd just be Palpatine again. Palpatine would be back. He'd be like, oh great, we get to do this all over again.
You're fucking it up. Shh. Let them enjoy their little fantasy.
Also, who are all those people on the secret Sith planet?
Puddle. I have no fucking idea. Like, where the fuck? There's not
Also-
one or two people here. There's
Also,
thousands of motherfuckers there.
yeah. So I'm presuming that he needs those thousands of motherfuckers to like build all the ultimate spaceships that all have Death Star lasers
Evil.
on them. Yeah, the evil Starfleet that was there, which was
Oh
that's
yeah,
great.
and the Planet Buster laser. Come on.
Yeah, and the Planet
Really?
Buster laser on every
We're
single
back
one of them.
here?
Why do you need that many Planet Buster lasers? Are there that many planets that you really need to destroy? How many habitable worlds are there? You know what? It doesn't matter. So my real question is, if the only way to find the secret Sith planet is by these two Wayfinder things, these Wayfinder beacons, first of all, one which is extremely poorly guarded, and Adam Driver got his hands on after a handful of stormtroopers.
30 seconds, man. 30 seconds.
Yeah, it took no time at all for him to grab that. And the other one was left abandoned in the crumbling ruins of the Death Star, which, by the way, nobody was interested in, despite the fact that it had a lot of advanced technology on it, and it was just rife for being scavenged. But no, they just left it. They left it on the planet. They left the secret Sith Wayfinder thingy in the throne room where anybody could get at it. Didn't really care about it, despite the fact that it was the only way to get to the super secret planet where Palpatine was hiding on. And if the only way to get those were to go there the only way to get to the super secret Sith planet was through the Wayfinder things, why wasn't it a bigger priority for Palpatine to secure those? For somebody to secure those? And say, like, okay, nobody's getting to the super secret Sith planet. Because apparently, it's just like a USB drive, where you can plug it into something and copy it, and then share it with all your friends, and you don't actually need one anymore. Why wasn't that a bigger deal?
Droid. You just have to have a droid, but if
Also,
he does it,
was the
Big
knife
Above your head.
that had the map thing that came out of the blade, was that made before or after the Death Star crashed into the planet? And if it was made after, then why was it being carried around by a guy who lost it? Shouldn't that have been like more secured somewhere? Like treated with a little bit more respect?
see, you're focusing on all the wrong points here. It's pretty. That's all that matters.
Why didn't Chewbacca die?
Because they can't kill off the best character in the series.
Also, wasn't it canon that Palpatine's soul got sucked into a black vortex of force energy when one of the old Jedi Knights gave his life to... Isn't that canon? That Palpatine was like 15 years before this movie happened. I thought that was canon. I mean, I read the book.
When the Death Star blew up, right?
Oh no! That was a Palpatine clone. You see, that was a Palpatine clone who died on the Death Star. No problem there, because the real Palpatine was off getting busy with some chick so that he could have a granddaughter 2 movies later. So that totally makes sense to me. Gobi, how dare you?
How dare you? I did. So, I don't give a shit.
But gosh,
Right.
yeah, I like roller coasters too.
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked the roller coaster better if they hadn't telegraphed it. Like, seriously? Really? Oh, and then the end. My favorite part.
Oh,
What's your
the end
name,
where I'm supposed to have a big emotional reaction, but I actually couldn't care less, and I was actually wondering when the movie was going to be over.
Right, and it's like, Ray,
I need to pee,
really?
and I'm out
You're
of
gonna
popcorn.
take this long? You're gonna take 2 whole minutes of you staring off into space to realize that you're gonna say the word Skywalker instead of Palpatine.
And
Really?
Isn't that kind of...
Rosebud.
I was at the end of that. I was just thinking, hey, don't. So you're just going to take the Skywalker name because you don't want people to know that you're a Palpatine because Palpatine's evil. Instead of trying to redeem the family name and make yourself known as. And then I stopped myself. I was like, no, because if someone's last name was Hitler, they wouldn't try to make themselves be better. They'd probably just change their last name. So I gave the movie a pass on that one.
Yeah, I don't. It was more of a really. You're gonna take 2 minutes. That's a no-brainer. seriously going to take this long. I mean,
Also-
you had both the Skywalkers as your masters, and I'm pretty sure you wanted to bone Kylo. So that's 3 Skywalkers. Close enough.
The other thing was I'd like to point out that was the first time in any Star Wars movie where someone has asked for a last name.
Right.
I'm Anakin. Anakin what? Said nobody ever.
Apparently that's what set this one completely apart. But all right, we gotta shut her down. Shut her down.
All right, it's time for the
All right.
post show.
Yep. Thanks to y'all for joining. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch y'all later. Peace.
Diabetes.